Alright, Formula 1 Monaco Grand Prix Stage 2. Here we go. All hands on deck. Alright, so in the previous video, I basically covered the kind of a cost associated with this event. So in this video, let's actually do some track analysis, shall we? So we're going to be starting out with a drafting challenge here. So once again, as I said, I am going to be doing this in the halo view just because it makes those blind corners here at Monaco a lot easier to handle. And of course, we're going through different time of day here, so some parts of the track with a shadow casted can be a little bit difficult to see, but you know, it's alright. Now, so the first corner is one of the trickiest corners. So I kind of messed that one up, but I stayed close enough that I can still, you know, accumulate my tailgating distance here, which I believe it goal ends as soon as you, fulfill that 3,500 meter drafting distance. I guess it's not just tailgating, you have to draft in this case. So yeah, you get a credit for a full laps race, even though, you know, that's like maybe 2/3 of the circuit that I ran. All right. So the benefit of, I guess, racing at Monaco is because it's so short, the service bars don't go down as quickly. But as I was saying in the previous video, it takes just forever and it pays out very little. So next goal, we have to overtake 3 opponents. And once again, it's going to be sort of that afternoon rendering. So the shadows on the circuit, slightly different pattern. So, alright, so breaking point here before that the solid white line ends. Definitely, you don't want to wait too long, and then just anticipate these corners early. And these, I feel like the apex on a lot of these corners are earlier than perhaps you might think. So, and that corner coming down out of the tunnel, braking zone, I generally start braking about the place where the rumble strips on the right hand side starts to appear. Sometimes you can push depending on how well you've gotten into the tunnel. Obviously, if you nailed entry into that tunnel from the corner that comes prior to, then obviously you would have more speed coming out of the tunnel. Then you would have to brake maybe perhaps a little bit, tad bit earlier, but generally that's one thing that you can kind of use as a marker to, you know, adjust your braking. So a little late on that one, but still, you know, whoa, that's some recovery. But anywho, so that is good enough for another goal. 3 overtakes. Alright, and then once again, that one, because I traveled a little bit further distance, I do get a little bit more driver XP, but the payout, 6,500 motorsport dollars, is sort of the standard for a lap around Monaco circuit. So, alright. So that is after some 5 goals complete, we still have, like, you know, half the service bars left. So that's what I mean. Anyway, moving on to goal 3. This one is gonna be the sort of the top speed challenge. We gotta hit the target 260.7 kph 4 times. So where was I? I lost track of where I was even starting. All right. So, oh yeah, okay, we're going downhill here. So it's nice to be aware of where you are in the circuit when you're starting in the middle. Alright, so obviously through the tunnel is definitely going to be one of the fastest section of the circuit, so try to hit the target speed once and maybe twice. There we go. And then the rest of this bit, it is pretty fast, but the corners appear just about when you are really beginning to, you know, go fast. So I don't think you can quite hit the target speed there. But you do have two like occasions to run that tunnel, as you can see. So if you accumulated twice earlier, and maybe you can do it twice again. But better yet, the first main straight, what do you know, is the other fastest section. How about this uphill? Yeah, I suppose if you really were in need of hitting that top speed one more instance, then you probably could have pulled it off, maybe. And of course, you don't want to crash too much, since you do have to defend your position. You cannot be overtaken. So, but yeah, as you can see, you get another opportunity to run through the tunnel, which that's what happens when you don't brake early enough. But yeah, so if you can just let after you hit the target speed, just let up on the gas. The speed does decrease pretty quickly, and then, you know, get back on the gas to hit the target speed another time. The tunnel section is long enough to hit twice, I think, fairly straightforward without too much trouble. Anyway, that's so far the longest race that I've run in this event, and of course it pays like the least. I mean, come on, 150 motorsport dollars, and what, I got like 7 driver XP? Are you kidding me? Jeez. Oh well. And they do consider it 15th place finish, so that's why the payout is so dismal. I guess we didn't do full lap race prior to, so maybe, you know, it's kind of way of compensating. It all kind of equals out. But anywho, that brings us to the final goal of the stage, and this is a fuel management challenge. Also, you cannot, once again, you cannot be overtaken. So that just means when you're approaching those corners, you just have to coast a little bit earlier. So, you know, yeah, and definitely try to avoid crashing, because crashing obviously kills your momentum. And then when you have no momentum, you know, you gotta use more gas to pick up your pace. Since again, you cannot be overtaken once again. So there we go. Each of those corners, when you can make it clean, you do gain on the, you do make some, you know, gain on the lead. So that's always allows you a little bit more breathing room. So when you're approaching these corners, you can let up on that gas and coast a little bit earlier. But this corner, yeah, there are certain corners that you might want to, you know, still use some brakes. Anyway, it is 2 laps race, so you know, you are given, I think you were given like 5 units of gas. So if you start the second lap with maybe like 2.5 units left in the tank, then you know you will have enough to get you through the rest of the circuit here. And there we go. Well, you know what, this event at least gives me an excuse to come back to Monaco to do some race, because I do find this circuit fun. You know, it's challenging, but it is fun kind of challenge. Same reason why I like Marina Bay. I like racing there. That one does actually pay a little bit better than this one, so at least it's not as like, you know, worth less. But you know, but Monaco is such a legend in Formula One. You know what I mean? Which means it's kind of a legend in motorsports. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm wondering if I should have picked Daniel Ricciardo for this event. But on this account, I don't have enough driver XP on under his name for this season, so you know, I wouldn't be able to meet the PR requirement. But yeah, so he's, you know, kind of the king of the overtaking, right? Sort of his reputation. Anyway, that's the end of stage 2, where we pick up 1,200 victory points, 5 gold, and 20,000 motorsport dollars. And those 1,200 victory points will get me enough to claim the 25 gold, the first gold reward tier for the victory points. All right, and I'm still under a million motorsport dollar mark here from getting all those tuning setups that's needed to meet the PR requirement for this event completion. But anywho, oh yeah, the conversation here between Michael and Eric are pretty funny. Anyway, that'll do it for this part of the event. We'll pick up on the next stage in the next video, so stay tuned and we'll catch you guys in the next video.